Today I'm going to try to see what I can do with these prints that I made a couple of days ago using just some little cutout shapes that I cut out of my Chock Full of Nuts coffee label, which seems to do a really good job at holding the paint underneath it. It doesn't absorb it, which is awesome. I played around with a bunch of layers on this the other day, and because I am an artist who spent the last 20 years designing in black and white, color is a whole new, oh, here's another one stuck to this. Color is a whole new venture for me, a little bit of a terrifying venture that I would like to overcome with your help. And that's what I'm going to do today. So, let's get started, shall we? I thought I would try to salvage these shapes with these well-used eucalyptus leaves, which is so cool. Look at this, is the same plant, but look at what it comes with. All these different shapes. So let's start out with something with some pattern. And see, just grab one, Cherie. Don't turn it into a frickin' project. Okay. I'm going to play around with colors that I typically don't use. I am very comfortable using certain colors and very uncomfortable using others. So I'm going to put a light layer on top of this, and let's see what happens. This is tight and buff, and that needs to be cleaned. This is, oh, green gold is very see-through. It feels like it might be pretty with what I'm working on there. And then I'm going to do something kind of expected with a little bit of yellow, Naples yellow, and because shiny, iridescent gold. Okay, let's see what happens when we roll these things out. I'm going to try not to go into my standard way of doing things. Try to avoid doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Anybody else have that problem? Look at this weird color I just came up with. Okay, so what I'm going to start out with is just a bunch of different eucalyptus shapes, just to see. Let's try that. Let me also try just a little bit of texture. See if that makes it interesting. And how about just for something linear, some cardboard. Okay, here we go. This is going away. You can see there's more attempts at loveliness on the back side. So one of the things that, if you're an experienced gel printer, you know what I'm talking about when I say it's a crapshoot and you don't know what you're going to get. So I say the same thing to an inexperienced gel printer. You are going to make some pretty frightening stuff before you ever make anything that's pretty. And then perhaps you might make something like that, which does not offend me at all. I can see that I didn't pick up some paint here. When you have these kinds of textures, you do have to be a little bit more diligent in marking the colors. So I'll tell you what I like about this while that dries. I like the bright color on top. I like the textures that I've added to it. I actually like that. This is unusual for me because I almost always work in, well, like I said, similar colors. So this is an interesting thing that I would like to take up. Let's put you with your friends. This is the next one that's in the queue. Please excuse me. This is the next one that's in the queue, and I'm going to do something similar with this. I'll use the same flowers in a different setup, and maybe I'll shock myself, and I do like that green gold. That's a pretty thing. All right, let's try that. Let's go with the buff since it's light. I'm going to go with iridescent, fine gold, because it's shiny. We'll go Naples yellow. This is, oh, look how different this is, Cherie. This is exactly what you did the last time. No, this is how I'm going to shake it up. Quinacridone nickel azo gold. It's very see-through, and it's apparently such a dear color because they discontinued it. So let's see what we've got. Let's try to not take too much of this off. Let's see what happens there. Wipe that on there. Let's try our little group of flowers in a different way. Let's try that. This and that. Let's do some texture. What about something like, that's a well-used piece of something. How do I put that on there? Okay, let's give this guy a go. See what happens to it. Because this has paint on it already, it's not going to absorb as easily, but it'll do. It's dry paint too. Let me take my little, this is a coaster that I use in lieu of a Baron, because the Barons are crazy priced, and this I have. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't pull anything off of this. But I'll tell you what I like about what I've done. Normally it would just be a couple of colors. Adding that color, I would have liked it to have been a little bit more mixed in, but that's not terrible. Let's start another one on top of this. Okay, so this I like better because it just has a mixture of colors. That red in there is a nice surprise. Okay, I'm trying not to be picky-uni, so this is the next one on the pile. What are we going to do with this? Give me a minute. I'm going to let that dry so that it pulls off and doesn't blend. Hold on. I still don't trust my technology, so I'm climbing up on the chair to make sure that it's still recording. Okay, that's dry enough. Let's see, perhaps I will pull that off and turn it into a background. I'm going to just go with white because I am. I don't know why I do what I do. Okay, let's just get this, and this will take a couple of minutes. When I'm trying to pull an entire background off, you can't be in a rush. It takes anywhere between 2 and 3 minutes. I've left it on overnight. It's not wrong. Okay. Okay. This is a piece of used copy paper. Okay, that might have been probably about 2 or 3 minutes. So let's see if it's ready to roll. Much better. There's still some sticking, but all right, so this is a very light background, but that pulled all of those details off. I'll put that over here, and now we're going to figure out this. Okay, I wish somebody was here to tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do next. It's dark and light. It's got some long shapes, so I feel like I'll go with my botanicals again, simply just so we can get the job done. I'm going to go with the yellow, Naples yellow. I need to clean these off. Naples yellow. I'm going to go with iridescent fine gold. Okay, I can see do you see a theme here, guys? She doesn't know how to use color, so she's going to use the same colors over and over again. All right, this I'm going to shake it up. This is Titan Pale Green, green pale. And I know it's the color that's sort of already there, but whatever. And okay, nickel, azo. Just put that in a couple places so it's not so isolated. Okay, here we go. I don't know what this is going to turn into. Let me get these light colors done first. And then play around with these. I'm making a lot of racket, sorry. Yeah, I don't really know. When I watch Vicky, she's so like loose about this. I'm all tight. Okay. Let's do, I do like the idea. Let's do that. Of adding the textures after versus first, so that the plant is the shape underneath. Give me, is this going to be too linear? This is that sticky stuff that you put on the floor to keep your rugs from, oh, I do like that. All right, let's just call it done before I get overboard. Okay, we're going in. Bye. So it's interesting when I watch how artists do this process. Everyone has a really interesting way that they rub these out. I actually enjoy the process. I do have my coaster when I don't enjoy the process, or when I'm really trying, like for instance this. I don't like using the brayer to flatten it out. I don't know why. Maybe it's because all my brayers are dirty. And it's another thing to put on the table. That's easy. Okay, let's see what we get here. So that was goodbye, and this is hello. I don't love it, However, I love it better than what it was. So now, let's see what we can do to it. This, I want to pull this up. I've got something. All right, I'm going to put this with its friend. I do like this. Look at this, guys. That's ratty looking, but I like the linearness of that. That's pretty cool. All right, this is next. I actually love the colors in this. Here we go. Let me see what green gold. Oh, I do like green gold with that. That's pretty. So I'll go green gold. I'm going to go Titan Buff. What if I put just a, no, do this. No, that's too dark. All right. I'll put just a scooch of teal, like just the tiny scooch. I don't know why. And then I'll go yellow because. All right, I'm going in. Stick with me, guys. We're going to make this, we'll make this not ugly, not, oh, I wasn't thoughtful. Did you see what I did? I just plowed in. Instead of being thoughtful about how I was going to roll out these colors, I just plowed in. When I watch Vicki Reed, and I'm such a fangirl for Vicki Reed. I like everything about her. And I see this? I'm wandering around. I don't know where to put my coaster, my thing. Yeah, I'm such a newbie. All right, I broke your leg while I was putting you down. And there it is. Woot. There it is. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna do more. I'm going to put this shape on here, which you'll never guess where I learned about this. That's right, Vicki Reed. She's awesome. She's very talented. She's calm. She's courageous with color, but I don't think she's afraid of it like I am. And the hell, Cherie. Okay, going in. So I watch the way I rub this out, and I have a tendency, you can see, to hold my left hand until I can get this stuck down pretty good. And then follow these shapes. Try to feel for the bumps so that I can get a good shape behind it. I'm just going to tell you something that Vicki does, but then, yeah, give it a break. Okay, all right, guys, can I tell you I'm actually really excited about this? I think this is very pretty. What made it successful? I had a textured background with not a lot of big shapes in it, because these big shapes, I find this area, some of these areas hard to read. Better there, you know, smaller shapes read better probably with the botanicals. You know, that's not a good example. I do like the way that organic thing looks behind that there as well. Okay, guys. This is my favorite only because it's my favorite because it's so organized. There's just a lot of chaos with some of these that scares me. Although I do like that. Anyways, let me get to the point. I'm going to put this away and hope that my botanicals have not dried on here and get wrecked. When you find some that are sturdy, and the eucalyptus are always very sturdy, until they're not, you want to take good care of them. All right, what's next? I have another, I'm being fearless here, guys. I have another big shaped thing, which is kind of a medium tone. You know what I want to do? I want to go black over this, which means I've got to get this off of here. So I'm going to pull it with my Liquitex Basics white. Yeah, you know, I'm wondering just now when I picked up my brayer and it was sitting on top of that book, why did it never occur to me to just put it on top of the book? It's because it's sticky. All right. We're going to do plants again. Yeah. Let's shake these up a little bit. Okay. You know, one of the things that people forget, including myself, is that whatever you're trying to do for composition, you have to do it backwards because it prints opposite. I don't like what I have. All right. Guys, you're in my way. That. And I've got just a couple of loose leaves here because I'm not prepared. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I do want to add some texture before I go, which I always forget to do because it's not natural for me for some reason. This is not awful. I think this is part of what I forget is to texture. Okay, let's see what we get. I can always tell when my paint is drying or it's thin because this paper does not act absorbent. Of course, it does have a layer of paint on the other side. Okay, that's a little bit passive, but maybe I can add black on top of that. For some reason, black or panes. We'll see which one. Maybe black. Okay, I'm going to pull this. No, I'm not. I'm going to let it dry. I'll be. You don't need a thick layer. When you're trying to pull, you don't need a thick layer. I just want to clean this plate off. Give me a fresh start for something else. Okay. I'm always on the lookout for a sheet of paper that's not printed on double, because that's my MO. You know what? I'm just going to pull it on this. See what happens. Yeah, that doesn't have a, that can make a contribution to the finished product. All right, so this is going to have to sit here for a couple of minutes. And I'm not going to talk my way through it, so I'm going to go make a cup of tea, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, guys. The teapot was taking too long because everyone knows that a watched pot never boils. So, I'm back. I don't have tea, but I'm curious about this because I got the idea. Those are pretty. I got the idea that'll be a nice light background, but it'll need another layer on top of it. That I would do something really outrageous with this for me because I don't know color, guys, okay? So I'm thinking I have often really enjoyed these two colors together. And I'm also thinking if I add a little bit of teal to it, that will make it better relate with these colors in the background. So I'm going to wing it here. Before I get started, let me figure out where I'm going with this. What's going on top of this, guys? Because that's nice and dark, maybe it should just, I'll just keep going. Don't add another stressor, Cherie. Yeah, just, all right, so I'm gonna just squirt, shit, purple paint all over my studio. Like, hold on, guys. All right, so purple paint, some of this, for reasons I can't explain, although I know them to be pretty together. And this, because I know if I mix a little bit of that color in with this, it should have end up having a relationship with that. This is scaring me. Yeah, this is particularly scary for me because it's on camera, you know, and nobody wants to look like an amateur. But full disclosure, I'm an amateur. I'm not an artist and I don't play one on TV. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stick with the tried and true because I am. Is it tedious to watch somebody so tortuously try to figure out where to place their plants? What am I gonna? This hardly has anything left, but look at that little leaf. Let's stick that in there. Okay, going in. I know I say that every time. I'll try to stop. All right, so I don't know how you guys found me. I am a very early YouTuber. I've been wanting to share my art process for a really long time, and I thought about doing classes, but honestly, I'm an indoor cat. I don't want to go anywhere. I like my house. I like my art supplies. Let's see what we get. Oh. Okay, well, I don't love it. I do like that. I don't love it. Let's try to figure out why. Guys, does anybody have give me feedback. It's probably the color, because when Vicki Reed does these kinds of things, her stuff is, I'm going in. I'm not saying that anymore. All right, I'm going to do this. I don't have any idea about alignment, but I didn't like it, so maybe I could pick up these shapes, these leaf details out of register, which will make your eyes. I'm using this because I really want to push down and pick up all that paint. Well, if anybody has any color advice for me, I'd be interested in hearing it. I'll tell you what I do like about it. I do like some of this area where the colors are kind of more blended. Maybe that's why. Okay. Yeah, if you've got a comment for me, if you could tell me, call it the one that was on, I don't know, the one with the purple, with the Liquitex. I don't know what to do with that, but we're not done yet. So guys, this is taking me in a completely new direction, which I need to think about before I want to, this has got me thinking in a different direction. So what I want to do instead of going in this direction and playing with color that I don't understand, I want to do that in a different video because I have some thoughts in my head. So what I think I'm going to do with you right now is I'm going to make one more, not with that colorway. I'm going to stick to what doesn't scare the crap out of me and get scared on a different day. I'm going to put some texture on top of this, put a dark background on it, and then call this video a day, and then we'll go over what I've done today. And look, I do have a cup of tea. So, like I said, probably a couple of times, I'm a new YouTuber. I've not done this kind of stuff before. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to experiment. And if you want to hang out with me, I don't know, do these go together? If you want to hang out with me together, you know, for a little while, you can do that. You can tell I like to talk. So I'd be curious to hear if hearing me talk all the time is entertaining, or do you wish you could shut the sound off? Okay, let's see. I don't know what this is going to be. That's got a few different things in it. Let me try to put this on without smudging all the colors so that maybe I get an interesting background. Okay. I want to do, for some reason, a big swatch of that. Interesting. I'm going to do that. And that. What kind of shapes should I put over it? Hold on, I know what I have. And I'm going to regret this. Look at what I just brought out. These things are a total mess. But I don't have anything like it on my table next to me that can just give me some interesting lines to break up the shape. And then I'm going to have to deal with my plate, but I'll do that off camera. My plate's going to be covered with all kinds of garbage. Okay. Okay. What do you think? I think it's really interesting. I'm happy for these shapes. It's not a finished piece, but it's a really, this is all right. So this is our background, guys. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to clean this plate off camera, and then we're going to botanical this thing, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. Okay. I came back early because I want to get this done. Okay, there's another background, another start. Now this, I want to use Payne's Gray. I know what I'll do. I'm going to use Payne's Gray and black because the black will make the Payne's Gray not so see-through. I don't want it to be so see-through. So let's see how that works. Look at me talking like an artist that knows things. So since we're winding down, I want to tell you guys how much I enjoy the idea of you guys hanging out with me. So a little bit of background. I'm I live alone, and I have lived alone for a long time, and I like living alone. But a little bit of it is hiding out. I've had some things in life that beat me up pretty good, and I'm going to put that like that. Yeah, they beat me up pretty good and made me not enjoy this place at all. And I'm starting to enjoy it. I got the idea that I wanted to do this, share my artwork online, I don't know, a couple years ago. But I just, I don't know, I guess I didn't think that I was probably good enough. And you know, let's be picky, really picky. Okay, say goodbye to this. I'm going to keep that solid. Do I keep it solid? I'm keeping it solid, the background. I'm not going to texturize it. So this piece of accountant paper has been revived. It didn't end up in the junk pile. So anyways, now, is it the black? Is it the texture? Okay. Anyways, I'm enjoying hanging out with you. I enjoy waking up and thinking about experimenting with art, which used to be honest with you, used to frighten me to the point where I really wouldn't be able to do it very much. So part of the reason for coming on YouTube is because I thought I would start having a regular art practice because of you, because you're curious about the process and you don't know how it works, and neither do I. So together we can figure that out, and you'll learn something, I'll learn something, and I'll have a sense of community, because I have been very isolated for a while, and I'm ready to let people back into my world again. So thank you for hanging out in my world and watching me figure out how to create art. And I look forward to seeing you again.